Blessings to all. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs shared his sad thoughts today throughout social media. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs says, "I've been in prayer most of the night as my heart is hurting so much after seeing the senseless assassination of Charlie Kirk. It reminds us broken our world is." The pastor remarks that as we live in a sick world with so much hate and evil, everywhere we look there are examples of evil, of hatred, of sin permeating the world. People turning against each other, violence, death. Evil came as a result of sin, and sin is something that God did not want in the universe. When God created human beings, he gave them a choice to obey or disobey him. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs says that when Adam and Eve chose to disobey God, they brought evil into the universe. Evil is an action, not a created substance. So, what is the cure to the sin in the heart? We all need Jesus. The answer of Jesus can seem trite. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs asks, but is it really that simple? Well, following Christ has never been easy. Look at the disciples. They walked with Jesus while he was here, and it wasn't easy for them. It certainly wasn't easy for them when he left. So the answer to the short question is no, it is that simple. It is a battle to battle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities in this dark world in which we live. Ephesians 6:12. For our neighbors to know Jesus, Christians need to be serving as Jesus, loving as Jesus, and speaking the truths of Jesus. In Acts 13:47, the Apostle Paul writes, "For the Lord gave us this command when he said, I have made you a light to the Gentiles, to bring salvation to the farthest corners of the earth." As long as there is sin in the world, there will always be violence. But as long as the church lives out the gospel, there will always be hope. Pastor Ralf Friedrichs reminds us that it is in these times of sadness, chaos, and evil, we as Christians have the opportunity to step up and be the hands and feet of Jesus and salt and light amid all this darkness. What do we do when there is nothing left to do? No more to say. We can love. It's so apparent that people need the love of Jesus Christ in their heart, and so it's more important than ever to spread the love of Jesus, as 1 John 3:23 reminds us to believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and to love one another as he commanded us. Jesus himself summed up the entirety of the Old Testament law in a similar fashion. When asked what the greatest commandment was, he had a concise answer in Matthew 22:37-39. So what can we do? We can be an example and show love. Love can counter hate. Love is a powerful force in this world. So when the evil of the world threatens to knock you off your feet, there are a few things to remember. God's heart is grieved by this evil. While we can't see his greater purpose, we can know that he hates it even more than we do. We can show the love of Christ through our words, our actions, our attitudes. Ultimately, the victory belongs to God. There will come a day when sin, evil, and darkness will be no more. Until then, we can cling to the knowledge that Pastor Ralf Friedrichs says God is love, and do our best to show that love to others, and of course to respond in prayer, repentance, and with a desire for spiritual awakening.